Jesus said, guys, depending on your Bible translation, it didn't start with the word guys, but Jesus said, guys, this thing does not end in death, but in glory, in success, in happiness. It's going to be okay. Notice he didn't say he's not going to die. He said it just doesn't end with death. Think about that. Because this is a story about you and me too. In other words, I'm not trying to tell you that you're not ever going to have a hard time. I'm not trying to tell you that it's always going to be smooth sailing. I'm not trying to tell you that everything is always going to be fine. What I am trying to tell you is that's not the end of your story. It's okay if it feels like death. It's okay if it feels difficult. It's okay if it feels like, I don't know, because those are the moments when you're really close to something amazing. I don't know about you, but the moments when I really broke through were the moments when I felt like I was, I'm at rock bottom. That's what the bottom of the barrel looks like. Okay, and you get out of the way. It doesn't end in death. That's a good thing to know. But it means letting go of some stuff. And I guess we all know we're supposed to let go of things. Everybody says it. The phrase let go and let God is not copyrighted by anybody. We've all heard it before. Everybody knows you're supposed to release. Great. I don't know how to do that. Release. Great. That sounds so wimpy. And in fact, that idea has been used to justify all kinds of negative behavior. You know, somebody's doing something dysfunctional to you and they go, if you were a more spiritual being, you would just release that and let me clobber you. Come on, can't you be a true being of light and let me continue being a jerk to you? I've heard that kind of thing before, maybe not in those words, but you've heard it too. And so I get why release gets a bad rap because once again, it sounds wimpy, it sounds passive, it sounds like being a doormat, and I'm here to tell you that ain't how this works. Release, when you do it right, is anything but passive. Yeah, you got to take out the garbage, but the truth is you have to take it out. It's not a matter of just throwing it on the kitchen floor. Sooner or later, the authorities are called, and then you have a show on the Discovery Channel. Anyway, taking the garbage out means sometimes you got to bag it up and take it outside. That's not passive. Looking at your life means sometimes you got to go, you know what, these things don't work so good anymore. That is an active process. Jesus came to the tomb where Lazarus was. It was like a cave and a stone in front of it. And he said, okay, you guys called me. I told you it was going to be okay, but nobody got the memo. Here we are. Let's do this. Roll away the stone. And then these people who called him, who knows how many voicemails, they called him. Seriously, this time, really. He said, roll away the stone, and said, well, maybe we don't want to do that. Isn't that funny? It would be funnier if I hadn't done that myself so many times. You want the answer, and you pray for the answer, and you realize you got to do a thing, and you're like, maybe I don't want the answer. So I got to roll the stone away, and they're heavy. But Martha, who's there, says, he's been in there for a while. It's going to smell bad. Maybe we shouldn't do this. And it's not in the Bible, but I have to believe that Jesus went, really? Really? After all of this, you guys called me? Really? After everything that we've talked about, you're afraid of an odor problem? Really? Come on. But there's a message there for you and me. You have to roll away the stone, even if it stinks. It's not deep. It's just true. You have to roll away the stone, even if it stinks. You have to roll away the stone, even if it's work. There is something going on, and you know what it is. It's time to quit doing that thing. It's time to quit giving that whatever it is power. It's time to stop believing that whatever it is has power over you. It's time to roll away the stone, even if it stinks. And in fact, it probably will. It probably involves some unlearning. It probably involves learning how to love in a different way. It probably involves all kinds of stuff. But you know what? It's worth it. Roll away the stone. And so the question for you is, what is the stone for you? Most people, maybe all people, I'm not going to say for sure, but at least most people, take the negative things that they feel, and it feels bad to feel them in here, and so they put them outside somewhere. All the negative things I have about me, I have taken and I put into a golden calf of negative emotions, right? Whether it's the job that I don't like, or a way of dealing with the person I'm supposed to love that ain't so healthy. Whether it's an addiction, whether it's all kinds of things. And that becomes the stone that I make of all of my negative stuff. And I let it define me. And I let it get between me and my good. I ask you, what is the stone for you? Take some time. If I were the kind of guy that gave homework, that would be the homework. Figure out what your stone is. Because I'm here to tell you, it's time to roll it away. And it might feel easy once you face it, or it might feel like passing that stone. That's up to you. But this too shall pass. Just hydrate properly, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Face it. Get it away. It's time to roll the stone away, to get yourself into the present, because the past can't tell you who you are anymore. And then step 2, are you ready? After you roll the stone away, after you pass the stone. Watch out. Because life will ask you if you mean it. Watch out, because that's only part 1 of the story. It's so easy to stop there, but you ain't home yet. Roll the stone away and then watch out, because you know the deal. Lazarus comes out, and Jesus says that weird thing. Remember? Lazarus comes out, and Jesus says, loose him and let him go. I just sort of picture myself there. What? He's not a golden retriever. It's like, oh, look at Lazarus. He loves to run in the fields. What are you talking about? Loose him and let him go. What is that? Nobody was dogpiling on Lazarus. Give the guy some space. We've already heard about the odor problem. Get away from him. Loose him and let him go. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means since you asked. It means stop seeing him dead. You got to let that go. Roll the stone away of the old ways and watch out, because they might come back to you in future ways. You get done with the old dysfunctional relationship, it might be that it comes in a new way, new face, new situation, same problem. The fix only comes when you let it go. The fix only comes when you stop seeing Lazarus as dead, stop seeing yourself as sick, stop seeing yourself as alone or poor or whatever, because you know God don't see you that way. The healing happens when you stop seeing yourself as sick. Let it go. And let it go right now.